Welcome in. It's Joy here. This is my latest journal, and guess I'm going to call it Field Notes. I don't know, fabric. I put a jute just for prettiness to break up the fabric change here, and I don't know how many pages this is. I think it's just like 5, but I put a closure on it. And over here, it looks yummy from the top. This is made just like my one from Christmas, and I'm really excited about it. I love the cover. Let me go over what I did. This is from Tim Holtz's new stamp, but you know how he makes his things for, his baseboard things. Well, I made my own baseboard out of some hard paper, and then I have this little scrap cluster down here. I used one of his frames, and this little piece here, added that little dilly bob in there. This is a photo transfer that I transferred from a digital kit with laser jet printing. Inside, now I left this closed because it has a little button closure here, but I took it off just for the ease of this. But I added in just some evergreen and some little fake evergreen. There's a little bear up here. This was given to me, this charm was. It was a handmade paper clip. And then just another fabric piece there. Over here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I added, the glossy accents in to kind of make those pop. This is some vintage fabric here that is stamped with some bees on it. I just had that laying around. I tried to make everything just be, this is stamps from Tim Holtz, but this will close up with this little button through the hole. I don't know if I can do it easily with y'all watching me, but we can certainly try. There we go. Simple. It's really cute, and it holds it down. I gave it just enough room. I purchased this a long time ago from a shop. It was several embroidered things. I added little layer pieces here. Every page is fabric doubled, with the exception of this is duck cloth, and it's a little heavier, so it didn't need a closure. Now inside, I have little tags that I made, and I've added those in. There's 2 pockets here. There's one here and one here. And then a little flippy doodah there, and then some of this wonderful fabric. I sewed in something on the other side here, so I just left that out, and like the specimen, and I'm going to put one behind, I'm going to put one in front here. I love this bug. That's from a digital kit. Again, this is one of Tim Holtz's things, so I made it, you can see where I sewed down for something on the other side, but I have a little flippy do here with just a couple pieces of fabric, and I just put this on some thinner cardboard stuff. This flips out. I love this digital. It's really pretty. And inside, I have, this is some Temu paper that I used there. And I had made this one a while back, so I just added that in. That's one of Tim Holtz's little things. Stamps as well. Now I purchased some stuff off of the Creative Cove. Michelle, she had a package that you could purchase, and I'd love to know how she did this. I gotta look and see. I don't know. It is really cool looking. I don't know if you can see how it looks burned in there almost. I don't know. I put her name on the back of everything that she did. This is the Creative Cove as well, and she just teaches you how to do drawing and watercolors. So, and this one's backed with 2 different fabrics here. I left this here to have a little pull out, so I added jute to a lot of the pages just for fun. I have this altered paper clip here where you do the little curly thing. I cut out a little pocket. This was a real picture that I used, covered the back of it so you couldn't see, and it just has little random pages in it, for fun. Just little random writing, and that fits back in that little hole there. And then from there, this is a elk doing its bugle, and I think that is really cool. We have a couple images up here. This flips up, and little Tim Holtz area there. Now this here, what I do is I take my bone folder and I just dip it down. Let's pretend the lid is off of the Distress ink, and I dip it down like this, and then I prop it down. Dip and prop. There you go. That's how we do that. This image here was one of Tim Holtz's images, and I just thought it kind of went with it. It has, you know, it's talking about cabins, renting out, and housekeeping, and I just thought that was a really cool picture. Now down here is another one of Tim Holtz papers, and I just stuck it up in there. I meant to make this a double pocket, but I already had it sewed, and I thought, well, I'll just leave the bottom open. This is from the Creative Cove, this piece, but I did add on so we can pull it and turn it better. So she had painted this on some kind of, oh, my mind, where's my mind? Y'all know what this is. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to dwell on it. We have a cool little button here. I think that button looks pretty neat. Made a little specimen slide. Took one of the Tim Holtz images of birds and put it in there. Added that in. Again, this is the Creative Cove. She had made that. This image is a freebie from Junk with Steph on Etsy or Ko-Fi Coffee. You know, the Ko-Fi Coffee. I put a little tab on that. It has little ladybug stuff. And then filed, and this is all this stuff here is from, not this, but this is from Tim Holtz. Now I turn the page. This was one of the ones from the Creative Cove as well, and I changed the, she had a different thing on it, and I put a little flower with it because the one she had on there was too big to close. It kind of caught over here. Inside, I did add this piece in there. This was one of the little pieces that I had made, but other than that, it is the Creative Cove's, you know, thing. Here I sewed this down. Teresa Cates gave me this beautiful fabric, and I didn't want to close it up. And then Juanita Corbet has given me this, and I covered the back of it. I thought it was really cute. Stuck that in there. Up here is just a little scrap cluster, fabric cluster, I guess, not a scrap cluster. And then over here, I just pulled some some papers out and put a little tab on there. This little thing's from Temu. This is Tim Holtz. Fabric I got at Joann's. I think it's pretty cool looking fabric. So that fits in there. Let me make sure I'm in frame. Sorry, guys. I added down here a little scrap cluster, not a scrap cluster. I keep calling it a fabric cluster with a little vintage button on it, a little black button. And there's a deer. This was from a calendar, I believe, and both sides were pretty, so I just left it in there. It has a little charm that kind of looks like a beehive. Should have probably put it with something bee related. I love this fabric. My friend Cassie gave me that. And I just added this little piece of a digital from Junk with Steph on another Junk with Steph piece. So this is the Creative Cove. Now I added some stuff to it, and I tied it up so you could see the handmade bead that I made down here. So as it flips up, you can see that it has all this wonderfulness. But I made a little cluster here, put that on there. But I love the way this folds down and peekaboos through there, you know. But she did this piece. I added this and the rusty pin and sewed it on like I did. Again, more of that beautiful fabric. These are images off of the internet that were vintage. I was able to use them. And then I looked this up, the Spearfish Canyon. This is in South Dakota. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's just made into a postcard, and I wrote on there where it's at because I was curious. So, and then as we flip this over, I had this beautiful trim. I think I bought this from, Temu. And I was going to dangle it down here and just have it dangle. And then when I saw the paper, I thought, well, that looks kind of cool. So I glued it down that way. I added a little rusty pin here with, this is, again, one of those or this is his tissue paper, Tim Holtz's tissue paper, and I did glue bath over it in order to get it down on the fabric. I made a little cluster here, and then I love this image where they're feeding the, these days you don't do that, but back then I guess it was allowed. Again, this beautiful fabric, I couldn't cover it up, so I left this page a little more plain. This stuff came from Joann's around Christmas. They have it every year. Now, this is an altered paper clip that Teresa Childers gave me, and inside it has this little bitty book. Oops, turn it the right way. Just a little blank book that you can write in. I thought that was cute. And the other side has a couple stamps in there that are, I think they're sticker stamps. I added a couple little pieces here, put adventure. This came out of a book page, and I rolled it up and I put wander. This was a digital kit, and then of course Tim Holtz. He had his little arm hanging out there, and I didn't know what to do with his arm because I put it down before I did. So I thought, well, let's put the squirrel on top of it. Why not? This is one of those baseboards that I was talking about from the front that I was trying to, make it kind of like, from Tim Holtz. Inside here, I did this stuffy is what these are called. So you stuff them with some stuff, and they're not squishy, but they're squishy, but it's got pattern paper in it. So it's not really full of anything too much. This is some eco-dyed paper that was given to me, and then I had those 3 little pieces there. I did another little fabric cluster there, put filed, and I love this. These horses are pulling the truck out of the snow. I love snow, if y'all know me. This piece came from Temu, this picture. I thought it was pretty, and I just put that down. And I have these milk jug, or milk caps. Thought that was fun. On this one, this is I don't remember who makes this. I'm sorry. Embossing folder, sorry. This is another altered paper clip, and I didn't realize it until later that she had put in a little note in here that says, you'll accomplish more if you start now. And I thought, well, isn't that the truth? But this is from Teresa Childers as well. We were in a swap together. This is embossed. I think that's kind of cool. That's embossed. But we had a swap where we were making altered paper clips. Now this is one of the Creative Cove that I purchased from her. This was a shower curtain, and I loved it. I thought it was so pretty. Now down inside is a little hidden kind of pocket there with that image on there, and I just sewed some fabrics on top to kind of make it go down into place. And I've had trouble getting this in once I got it out. There it is. I'm keeping it, so it doesn't matter. It'll be fine. And then I just clip this right on the top of that one for fun. The next page, there's so much going on in these. Isn't this fun? This image came off of the internet, and I absolutely loved it. Can you imagine training a moose? Oh my goodness, that just makes me scared. This was a packet that someone had given me, maybe Alicia, and this is Temu paper that I just roughed up, put a little brad at the top on it. And then on this is another one of Tim Holtz's images, and I just sewed on a little piece on top, a Temu paper on the back, and there we go. We have 2 pockets there. This is a cute little peekaboo page. I couldn't figure out what to do with this page. I actually made this out of using the cinch machine and transparency paper. I used alcohol inks on it to get it to blend, to make it look, kind of creepy. And then I stamped on the Tim Holtz bugs. So this part has a saw on it. I had all these wooden saws, and I bought a bunch of them for nothing. So I painted that up to make it pretty. This will come off, and this comes up in this beautiful fabric. I'm not sure if this is Tim Holtz fabric or not. I think it might be, but I'm not 100% sure. But this image is from Junk with Steph, and I loved it. And I love that it's a little peekaboo through the log, And on the back, I did put the Temu paper on it as well. So that just clips back on yonder hue. And then as we flip the page, oops, I missed. I missed, y'all. Oops, it'll get on there. It's fine. There we go. On the back, that's where this saw actually is supposed to kind of look like North Lumber Hardware, and we have the trees. This is a Tim Holtz stamp this year. And this, oh, I forgot. Is this Junk with Stuff? I think maybe. This was on the back of an actual picture that I cut off and put in here. And I thought, well, that's too cool. So I framed it up, put it on there. I loved the pine tree, you know, in the background here. And over here, I didn't know what to do with the duck. I really didn't. When I made this journal, I should have left blank pages through the whole thing, and then you could have, you know, just added what you wanted. But no, Joy didn't do it that way. I put duck here, and I put duck across the front. I ended up covering it all. And I thought, well, that's dumb to have the duck stuff on there if you're not even going to put it on there. So I just left him plain. Now on the back, we have one of Tim Holtz's little things. This digital kit is no longer made. And then an Eco Dye paper and lost. And this is one of Tim Holtz's little pieces there. So I think it turned out beautifully. I hope you like it. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more from me, subscribe and ring the bell and you will get the notifications for it. I would love to see you again. Thanks for being here. And remember, your day is full of choices. So choose joy. Have a great day, y'all.